on video, rolling on audio, and stream is going live. Okay, stream is live, so I'll start the commercial here.
Did you guys have a different theme song at one time?
Yeah, we had
America.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah. And then it transitioned to Peace Train.
Because of rights?
No,
You couldn't. Well, yeah, no, it transitioned, and it was like bad.
it was like
Oh, yeah.
conservatives, like hippies.
But yes, we could not take it with us here because of rights. You can't
Right.
do streaming. And
I understand.
Yeah,
Okay, here we go. I'll start the commercial.
YouTube.
they are really so strict about that.
Yeah,
It's insane.
It's getting crazy.
And they
It's
have
getting crazy.
AI scraping it now, so
Yeah, so
you can't even appeal. It's really
And they'll take shit down that doesn't make sense, and you will appeal, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Here we go.
it's really
Support
bad.
for Wrong About Everything
I think I
comes
went
from
to a
Minnesota's
show,
credit
a
unions.
lip-sync
Credit unions
contest
are
this
locally
weekend.
based, member-owned financial cooperatives that return earnings to members.
It's
through
not
higher
interrupting when
savings
it's our own
rates,
voice,
lower
I
loan rates,
suppose.
and reduced fees. Visit
just do it afterward.
mncun.org for more information.
And welcome back to another episode of Wrong About Everything. I am Democratic strategist, so therefore depressed, Javier Morillo.
I am former Republican Senate Majority Leader and formerly Amy Koch, Amy Frederickson.
I am Minneapolis cultural correspondent Allison Nessie.
And we are
Wrong About Everything.
So it was we had a good few days last week.
Democrats did.
Democrats did.
It was
6 good days.
Was it
Six good
was it
days.
6? Did you make it 6?
Was it even? No, it was because it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. No, yeah. That's when they started. Yeah.
So really Wednesday.
Yeah.
Feeling good.
No, people,
Thursday. Woohoo.
yeah.
Still was
no,
smiling.
we're still on a high. I was like,
Hopeful.
oh, in fact, on Saturday when I heard the rumblings, I was like, no, that's not gonna
That
happen.
can't happen.
That can't happen. We just won all the things.
denial.
We just all the
We were
things. Yeah.
When all the things,
Successful.
why would we give in?
Why would we-
we give up? No, we won't.
You sound like a Republican.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Well, we'll talk more about that in a bit. But welcome to the Minnesota Credit Union Network studio. As always, we thank our producer, Gabe Noah, and we thank our sponsors, Minnesota Licensed Beverage Association. Since 1952, the Minnesota Licensed Beverage Association has been helping licensed beverage retailers in the state of Minnesota with information, resources, educational programs, and government affairs services designed to promote and protect their businesses. All our member retailers understand that with MLBA, you are not alone. And we also thank, of course, Bradshaw and Bryant. Their entire team of attorneys and staff is dedicated to providing the legal advice you need, combined with the service and personal attention that you deserve. If you have questions about how they can assist you with a personal injury, wrongful death, or criminal defense matter, do not hesitate to contact them. Consultations are free. You can call them at 800-770-7008 or reach them at minnesotapersonalinjury.com.
No snitches.
No snitches.
Brian doesn't
Yeah.
need so.
So here's the
So here's
So here's the thing.
here's the thing.
I'm just gonna let you guys go.
Yeah, I've been waiting talking to Mike all week.
So I was just like on the way here, I forced myself to listen to a podcast with two people who were saying this deal is actually not bad. Here's the and their basic case is that Republicans were never going to concede because they don't care that people were suffering, and this vote will and they did get continuing resolutions on like so that SNAP will not be up in January. And then that this vote in December will at least have Republican senators on record as owning the healthcare premiums that are going to be going through the roof. Angus King, when he went on morning talk shows, he said, "Well, we got beaten."
Yeah.
So if you negotiate this is something I learned as a union leader. If I negotiate a contract and I sign that contract and I ask my members to vote to ratify that contract, I better have nice freaking things to say about that contract. Mm-hmm. Like it's a victory, and you find the way to frame it as a victory because it's the deal you got. So, like to me, the thing that is so frustrating is that I get so we're set up politically now for this argument about about healthcare next year. Mm-hmm. There is a cost to your base and to voters and to our democracy to dangle things in front of people and then give up on them without explanation. If you could not win that fight, why was that the fight that you picked?
Yeah, no, I am really struggling with the thought behind putting out healthcare doubling for so many families next year as the thing that they were saying they were holding out for when they really were not holding out for it clearly, or at least they were not all aligned by that. And I think I know that it has demoralized a lot of Democratic voters and part of the base, because this is frankly why people hate politics, and particularly the Democratic base has always felt like Democrats give in because we have because
we have eyes and ears,
because of eyes and ears, and we feel what we see. So I have struggled with this. I know that I spoke with some friends who are DC lobbyists and Democrats, and they were also of the vein that, well, this isn't the worst thing, and we can get the Republicans on the record as the same as the podcast that you were listening to. At least now we know who we can point to during the midterm elections next year about who made your healthcare costs double. But it's like, but that's so messed up, and that's not compelling for.
Yeah, and it breeds cynicism. And here's the thing: if Democrats had a trifecta, mm-hmm. these 8 people would be the exact same 8 people who would be timid about actually doing anything because we can't overreach. Yeah. And they would have promised a million things, mm-hmm. and then delivered on none. Mm-hmm. And then wonder why our base is so cynical and Democratic Party's numbers are the lowest they've been in history.
Yeah, and I mean, the problem too with not putting it in the deal to reopen the government is there is absolutely no guarantee that the House, if the Senate takes and somehow passes an extension of the ACA tax credits, and they send it to the House, there's no guarantee that Speaker Johnson ever takes up that vote. There's a guarantee the House has to vote on the bill that the Senate sent over. So it's just it's performative, and it's for messaging, and it doesn't feel good.
But how about those Republicans? Because we have a week where it's looking pretty rough, right? And this is not actually. I know this is so fascinating to you because you all, from the Democrat perspective, have this frustration with your party, and I will say that it always seems to Republicans like the Democrats really are lockstep on things, that they really hold together. I know that's
wild.
Wait,
I know it's
Republicans
wild, but
feel Democrats
yes,
are like that?
That is,
yes.
Oh
yes,
my God.
All the time we talk about, there's sort of this hive mind, they stick together. We're much more disparate.
Based on what evidence?
Oh, I was always like, the Republicans get in line.
And in this case, they really did. Even in the face of a tough election. And I don't think this election was disastrous for Republicans. There's a lot of it wasn't good for Republicans, but there's a lot of other reasons for those electoral results, right? New Jersey wasn't going to go Republican. New York wasn't going to go, it was a heavy Republican. It went actually Socialist Democrat. Virginia we didn't have a good candidate as Republicans. And in Virginia, you've got a ton of federal employees that have been off now for 30 days. So did the shutdown play into it? Yes, but in a very specific state-specific area.
Well, in Virginia, you also had not just the ones who were laid off from the shutdown, but all the Doge cuts.
Yeah, and all the Doge. So
But
so
Democrats
specific
also
things
won
for
in
Republicans.
Georgia. But Democrats won in red areas as well.
Mississippi.
And
That to me, it was the biggest.
Right, but I think that was taking a message, right? Like that was, and I'm saying to Republicans, like you have to like these kind of like odd year elections can be a canary in the coal mine for the next election if you do not heed what they say. In 2010, Republicans won Virginia. We won New Jersey with Chris Christie, in 2009. And I was like, well, if the Democrats don't change course, 2010 is going to be a bangaroo year for Republicans. And it was. Right. It doesn't always signal what's going to happen, but it can, especially if one party sort of becomes entrenched and doesn't learn the lessons, which it seemed like, well, are Republicans not going to learn this lesson and the Democrats are going to capitalize on it? And that's what's going to happen.
You were half right.
Yep, but I was well, I would say with Republicans, like they kind of said, well, no, but here's the deal, and we want to. They got the shutdown ended without really closing ranks. Now they do, and I don't know if we're going to get to it, but there was a whole hemp-derived thing that they had to get the Kentucky senators on board for that I have an issue with, that I think Republicans lost. But overall, big picture, Republicans basically had the same deal that they went into the election with, and they got it. They just got the end of the shutdown, which is what was important.
The most cynical part of me is like Democrats, we got what we wanted. We got the election. Now it's time to open that government back up and get those air traffic controllers back up and snap benefits out before Thanksgiving.
I will say I'm happy that air traffic controllers are going to be paid and back to work by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because I'm traveling on
No,
Saturday.
Like all of that stuff
personal
though
reasons,
was like politically harmful to Republicans,
Right.
and so was definitely had a lot of leverage. Did they know? Did they know that they had some leverage?
I think the makeup of, the Senate used to do this where they would do gangs of senators that would kind of go away from, the
Yes.
caucus leadership. And like, that was kind of the vibe of the Senate for a while there. I think our last gang was like 2013 around immigration reform. But, but it's really gotten way more like get in line on both sides. And this was kind of a rogue gang of 8 on this. And the makeup of those that did vote for the deal have states, both like Nevada and Virginia, have significant federal workforces. There's Nevada's essentially the feds and casinos. Like those are the two employers. And
Tim Kaine.
Tim Kaine. I get that, but like Dick Durbin actually is the one that made me go, this was a negotiated deal.
But this is I was going to say, like this, if you look at this closely, if you read this like with the eyes of a political operative, this was not a rogue gang.
It wasn't because at all.
Because it was the 8 were carefully crafted.
Yep.
You offer the exact number of votes that are needed to open the government, and those include no one who's up for re-election.
Yep. Or was retiring. Dick Durbin.
Right. Or like 2 seats are up, but they are not running for re-election.
Yep.
Dick Durbin is the number 2 personality. Look,
I know.
Chuck Schumer. We're not freaking idiots.
No, it's actually quite obvious
right.
that it was tailored.
The chicken shittedness was pervasive.
They weren't rogue. Right.
They were not rogue.
No,
they were not
at
rogue.
all.
This is a malaise, a malady.
Yeah.
A democratic malady.
Okay.
But
the
do
great
it.
news is the shutdown's over, and it should be Republicans should chalk up a win.
So
on a couple different fronts.
And do we know? Did they take out the hemp thing? Do you know?
My understanding is no. The hemp thing is still a problem.
But we have a year to fix it because it's a
right.
year before.
And there was thought that maybe the House could fix it as it went there.
But then they'd have to pass it back.
Right. It's a struggle. It's a struggle. So the
Senate
hemp
would
thing
have to-
is a real problem, and this is where. and this is also what people hate about politics, is you get these big, massive bills that must pass for all these reasons. Everybody's on board in leadership. And that is when one or two politicians come in with a very niche, special interest, bureaucratic thing. And they just be like, this is it. Slide it in and you need me or not.
Yeah.
And I think that people find that just really distasteful. But, what are you going to do? The people that slid it in are doing it for their constituencies who love them. So they're just getting elected again. Yeah. And everybody else just goes, boo, until the next time.
Yeah. Good thing I ordered my gummies 2 days ago.
Right. Yeah,
so apparently this is specifically about hemp and it won't affect THC products?
Hemp-derived THC, which is the majority of products on the market.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's
so drinks, gummies.
My Feels gummies.
Is it?
It's marketed for for moms.
But cannabis
or dog moms.
Cannabis sourced is not.
I don't think so.
Right.
Yeah, but yes, I don't think so. But most things on the market are hemp derived, if I understand it correctly.
I get my cannabis from Michigan.
Well, yes, I will too now.
Yeah. So
or here. When it.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Well, that's never going to happen. that whole legalization of cannabis was really a political move because I believe January 2025 was when everything was supposed to be rocking and rolling.
I mean, there's one open in St. Paul. There's one dispensary open in St. Paul. It's too expensive. It's still worth it to drive.
Bit of a monopoly on the market.
Congratulations on that.
Yeah. No.
2.5 years later.
Well, good news, Amy.
That's bad.
Your efforts to ensure that John and I could not get married were not only unsuccessful, but the Supreme Court rejects calls to overturn same-sex marriage.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, they fixed your mistake.
That's how we joke.
Yeah, it was hilarious when you tried to take away my rights.
Not yours specifically.
No, that's not better. That's not better.
I'm aware.
Did she have a gay friend yet then? Were you guys friends yet?
I do church. Not well. We were
no. We were enemies.
No.
I was a Twitter enemy.
The tweets. Oh boy. Yeah, that's our whole origin story.
Yeah,
that's really beautiful.
Yep. And then on their anniversary, I have to do chores.
That's actually my favorite thing to tell people. I'm like, she cleans their hot tub on their anniversary for people that give me crap for working with
So we also got word that Donald Trump pardoned Rudy Giuliani and others involved with the false electors sort of thing.
Has anyone seen Rudy lately?
No, it can't be good.
Can't be good.
Do
you remember when the shoe shine was dripping down from his? And he was tooting in court, and it was just like a whole.
Yeah, I don't think he's well. I mean, it's probably fine to get some assisted living. I'm guessing. I'm just like, I don't think he can be in a very good spot here.
He's out somewhere farting and
24-hour care,
dripping guy.
Prison.
That's right.
Yeah,
that's right.
So Dameth chooses let's move to Minnesota. Wilson as LG. Tell me who this Wilson person is.
Yeah, so Ryan Wilson. Okay, so first of all, it's a bit contentious for me because Ryan Wilson ran for state auditor to last cycle when the statewide was up. People that listen to the podcast know I don't have anything against anybody who runs for a state auditor or the state auditor herself, Julie Blaha. Like her very much. But I have a problem with the office. I find it superfluous. It does not actually audit state government. It audits cities, and not all the cities, because a lot of the cities have private auditors and some are allowed not to. It's just a function that is outdated and could either be eliminated or, as we heard from the existing state auditor, who even talked about at one point, maybe we combine the Secretary of State and the state auditor's office. I was like, I'm listening. I just feel like it's an additional office like the state treasurer that could go away. And as a Republican, I feel like it's our duty to talk about more efficient use and not just run for those offices. So, but Ryan Wilson ran for state auditor last time. He's a very nice
grudge.
Vice.
Oh my God.
No, I just letting you know because
I have beef with Ryan Wilson.
I have no beef.
The
with Ryan
beef.
Wilson.
No.
I have no beef. That's what I'm saying. I
mean, I don't know. You
Ryan
just
Wilson.
talked a lot.
I have beef with the auditor office that he ran for.
And
That's
with
it.
his judgment for
No.
running for a stupid office.
No. Somebody has to run as Republicans, and then my idea would be, in the perfect world, they would shut it down and combine it with other things. Pass the constitutional amendment to get yourself out of a job. That would be ideal. But not happening anytime soon. And so Ryan Wilson ran. He's from Maple Grove, got a lovely family, just a really nice guy, smart guy, hardworking. And he actually got within less than 0.5% in the last election. And I always say the auditor's office, because really nobody knows who it is or what it does, is kind of almost a generic ballot, right? But he ran a really good race, and he got as closer on a statewide race than any other Republican on the ballot. The Attorney General's race was at 0.86% difference. This was 0.34%. So, and since then, he's been working, with the party, with the delegates, thinking about a different statewide run or maybe the same statewide run. It's been kind of a question of what is Ryan Wilson thinking about? But clearly he had not kind of gotten out of his desire to serve in some other way. And so I really do find this to be a good pick. And also, so two things. I want to comment on the Dameth campaign coming out quickly. Now, the last time we saw someone come out quick with an LG pick was our current Lieutenant Governor, Peggy Flanagan, picked by Walz way before the convention. Typically, LGs are kind of added at
a year before.
A year, right. Yeah. Typically, LGs are added maybe a month or two before a convention. And the convention is in May of this year. But in this case, the Dameth camp got out there 1 week after announcing. So clearly this was in the works, and announced the LG pick of Ryan Wilson. So, why would they do this? Why do it so early? And I think it has to do with a lot of things like the endorsement is important to this campaign. The primary is important, and Ryan has been out there working with delegates, listening to Republicans, working across the state. He's performed fantastic statewide, the best of anyone. He's knows and familiar with donors. And obviously, Lisa feels confident that should something happen to her as the governor, he could serve in that role. And that's really what you're looking for in LG. Lisa Dameth is, a really strong candidate, and her LG doesn't need to be super well known to be a good pick. And I think in this case, it has a lot to do with sort of the overall sort of adding and filling in. He's from the suburbs versus Lisa's greater Minnesota. She serves Cold Springs, Minnesota. So it's just sort of like a very complimentary pick. And I like it. I like it. I think it's smart, and it's very interesting to me that it's such an early pick, and really tells me something about that campaign, that they're like firing on all cylinders to come out this quick with this.
I wonder if those are veneers or if there's real teeth.
Those are some nice teeth, Jim. Yeah.
Those are big teeth.
But anyway, so that's the story with who is Ryan Wilson. I've gotten that question a lot, and that's a statewide candidate that did very well.
I did not remember that he had run for auditor. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yep.
He also represented the party in front of the Supreme Court when they were debating quorum. So a little, just a little tidbit.
They were debating quorum about what?
About 60, like what constituted as quorum for the start of the legislative session.
So he lost that.
He did lose, yes. Yep. So he did not persuade.
So he loses narrowly a lot.
He loses narrowly.
I think it's a good pick, and it's just interesting to me to have the campaign that quickly come out with that, and I think it's a good move.
Yeah,
because also they've entered the race fairly late. You've got Kristen Robbins, Kendall Qualls, and Scott Jensen, who've been basically running since the last time. Kristen Robbins been in for probably 4 or 5 months, and so they need to do. You need to kind of come in like a thunderstorm and sort of hit the ground running, and appears they have. So. Yeah.
Our producer asked us, this is back to national a little bit, why is Trump issuing pardons so early in his term? Is this usual, or is he having health issues? Because he's lawless, he doesn't care.
Somebody asked.
I think
so many presidents do pardons that are icky to me. and they just do them.
Yeah,
as they head
no,
out the
They
door.
usually
do
save
them
it
as
for
they
the
head
last
out the
couple
door.
weeks.
They usually
So it's
say
not
it's the last
lawless
few
for that.
days.
It's just
Yeah.
politically, he goes,
Yeah, he's
I'm going to do it now.
Yeah.
And also, maybe Giuliani is not doing well. It would not surprise me to know that he is not doing well and maybe on his last legs. Right? Would that surprise you?
It would not surprise me, but it's a little harsh.
Well, I'm just saying, like, maybe that's.
I mean, he's essentially the crypt keeper with his
I'm just saying.
held together by
he
shoe
wasn't
shine
great.
and gas.
He wasn't great in the trial.
Do you know that the morning?
The stress has probably been.
Do you know that last week I woke up thinking about Dick Cheney, and then 2 hours later found out he
Right.
died?
I know that was very strange to
It
me.
was very weird.
You woke up. When's the last time you had a consideration
Of
for
Dick Cheney, not often. He's not
Right.
not. It's not someone I wake up thinking
know.
about.
I
It
actually
was-
think you might have a gift, a shine. Is that called a shine?
If you wake up thinking about Rudy Giuliani tomorrow, let us know.
I will. Ugh.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I know. I heard that, and I was kind of
yeah.
got a little. Woo.
So Minneapolis council member Osman was the victim of a carjacking.
He is okay.
He is
yes.
He is okay. Do you know more about this?
My understanding is he was attending a meeting on East Lake Street last night, and 2 young people came up behind him, and one branded a firearm, and he handed them the keys, and it wasn't a violent interaction, but he did immediately give up his car. The police located it.
Oh, they have located.
They have
the car.
located the car, and the youth are they found the youth who were suspected.
okay.
I don't know the legal words, but the suspects,
Alleged
suspects of the carjacking.
Because
But
they were on a spree.
They were on a spree. They had done one right before that.
They'd done at 2 p.m. Monday, theft of a Subaru Outback on First Avenue South. Monday, 5:15, attempted carjacking a mother on Elwood Avenue North. Monday, 6:30 p.m., Subaru Legacy was carjacked on 1600 block of Hennepin Avenue. Monday, shortly before 8 p.m., Jamal Osman's Volkswagen Atlas carjacked from Lakewood Lake in Portland. Now, I don't want to jinx this, but this seems to be a Minneapolis phenomenon.
Oh, the carjacking.
Yeah. It just doesn't go beyond.
Well, St. Paul had a rash of it too.
Yeah.
I also remember St. Paul went through like a catalytic converter phase where like there was just an endless amount of people sawing off catalytic converters. I think that I don't know how like gang activity works, but and they were trying to figure out like where are they even going with all of these things, because it's hard to move cars, it's hard to move catalytic converters, like it's not easily converted, and so there's it's never the front people that are doing the crime they're
Right.
always backed by somebody
Right,
bigger, badder,
Yeah.
with deeper pockets that have a wider reach on things,
Yeah.
and it does seem to have like sprees of it from what I've.
Yeah, and thankfully we passed a law, which thanks to the city of St. Paul who led on it around copper wire theft. So that really put a kibosh on a lot of the catalytic converter thefts. But carjackings, they go in phases. During COVID, they were everywhere. They were in the suburbs. They were in Minneapolis. They were in St. Paul. But they've gone down a lot, but they are still happening, and they're kind of seem like these one-off situations. But to your point, there's usually somebody behind the effort, but it's usually kids doing it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, shall we move on to you got anything to plug?
Let's see. It's been a busy week with some local news. I'll be on Almanac on Friday.
Oh, so will I.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then Al Jazeera, you can catch me wherever there's English speaking across the world. You can watch it here. I actually had someone here in Minnesota say, "Oh, I just saw you."
She's an international media star.
London Times radio, of course, and so I've been doing a bunch of interviews around the shutdown, and actually there's a big the big battle with Trump and the BBC. He's now threatening to sue the BBC because they had the severely edited video of which I'll talk about it in my spank. So anyway, So doing some of those is super fun. But yes, Almanac this week, very excited. And of course, not every Friday, but we're spooling up the Capitol Clash on WCCO radio with Vinita Salkar, so you can catch that on Fridays at 8:20, and of course the BS podcast.
Yeah.
You don't want to talk about
Breaking news?
Oh, right.
Yeah, breaking
Right.
news.
Holy
Wait,
crap.
Real
Okay,
quick.
I'm sorry. I was like, okay,
Hold on.
we're
I got
wrapping
breaking
up.
Wait,
and I was
no,
like,
no.
No.
Wait. Sorry.
We have to do that,
let's
but can I say
rewind.
breaking news real quick?
Yes.
The penny is officially dead at 232 years old.
What does that
Oh,
mean?
did they end?
The
They're not
U.S.
going to print
Treasury
it anymore.
minted the penny, and it's no longer for the last time today.
Right.
I just wanted to,
That is market.
find a penny. Can't find one.
Yeah. Well, you can find.
You can find one. Can't use it.
Wait, it's
They're
no
not
longer
making
legal.
any more.
You can use it. They're just
They're
not
not
making
making
it. They're
anymore.
not making it
They're a
anymore.
finite
It's time.
resource.
Yeah.
No?
It's time.
Start hoarding
It's
them.
past time.
Yeah.
Yes.
Collect your pennies. All right. Sorry.
Sorry, we had breaking news today, and so we didn't
Yeah.
make it into our run sheet, and then I
Sorry.
blanked and beat.
That's okay. I just
So the which is the Senate committee or the House committee? It's the House Oversight.
House Oversight.
House Oversight requested or subpoenaed documents from the Epstein estate, and they got a trove of them that Democrats today released that that seemed to show that by Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell's telling, that Donald Trump knew of the trafficking, had spent a good amount of time with one of the victims at his place. At one point, there's an exchange with him and Michael Wolff, the author of books about Trump, where Wolff is advising Epstein about Trump. He says, let him hang himself, meaning let him go out and deny that he's ever been on the airplane. These were exchanges when Donald Trump was beginning to run but was not taken seriously. So Wolf's advice was to say, let him lie, because you can assume, right, that they have proof that would not be true.
Mm-hmm.
So, but this is not really. So today there was sworn in a new member of Congress,
Adelita Grijalva.
Thank you, of Arizona, and she provided the final
Now you say it.
signature. Adelita Grijalva.
She has a penchant for languages, remember?
Wow, that's mean.
But and so she provided the final signature. Both Republicans and Democrats have signed a discharge petition, which would call for
releasing all the DOJ files. What happened today? What we got today were not
new.
DOJ files.
No,
these are from the Epstein estate.
Okay. So that's what's, so there will now be a vote scheduled in the House, and I believe it will overwhelmingly pass to require the DOJ to release their files.
It's interesting.
Right?
Donald Trump is calling Republicans today. It's so. This is let me say some of the things that Democrats should have been saying instead of caving. They should have been saying, while people were starving, Donald Trump is building a palace to himself and destroying the White House in the process. Mm-hmm. While people are starving, he's golfing. While people are starving, he's having Great Gatsby gatherings at Mar-a-Lago with scantily clad women in martini glasses, in those big martini glasses.
That's old school.
Very old school. And when he's finally woken up to do some work, it's to call Republican House members to discourage them from voting to release the Epstein files. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been focused for a long time on the Epstein files and on sex trafficking of minors. I've said this before. I apologize to MAGA when I said, you guys were focused on this.
You did. You apologized to MAGA because you said you were right.
You were right. And I admit that part of the reason that I didn't pay closer attention to it was because MAGA was so focused on it. So it seemed like, well, it must be BS or whatever. Now we know enough to know that like Donald Trump is knee deep in the Epstein files. Like,
Oh, yeah.
he's neck deep.
We also know that Ghislaine Maxwell lied about Trump never going to Epstein's house, which is directly contradicted by this email correspondence between Ghislaine Maxwell and Jeffrey Epstein.
She said that to get the cushy.
She was rewarded for it to get a cushier prison.
Yeah.
It's a cover-up. It's happening.
Here's the deal, America. Everyone should be upset about this.
Yes.
Everyone should be up in arms. Just was it last week that finally King Charles got around to stripping his horrifying, disgusting brother of his titles. Finally, after a woman who had been fighting the fight, saying that he had raped her as a child, committed suicide.
Yeah.
And this has all been in a well-known moment. And finally, this human being gets like stripped of his titles. Still not in jail, by the way. Still not in prison. Still not charged with anything. But at least something happened. Some kind of justice. But like, I just think for Americans, they should want to know what's going on, and whoever is involved should be held to account. It is none of us sitting here, none of folks listening to this, would be able to have the kind of like to do those kind of things that these elites get to do, right? Horrible private islands where they're using and abusing and trafficking, and then still no one seems to have gone to jail except Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell, and who, by the way, is now getting a cushy deal, right? It's we should all be disturbed by this. We should all want to know what's going on, and that's it. Period. Yeah. That's it. It's a terrible thing that has happened. It's a terrible injustice, and guess you know what? And if we're all wrong, and there's really not much there, or it was Prince Andrew and a couple of other scuzbags that we don't really know their names, well, prosecute them and be done.
Yeah, well, one of them might very well be the president of the United States.
The one who, when he was running, said grab women by the kitty. The one who bought a teenage beauty pageant. The one who talks about sleeping with his daughter. Weird. It's just so weird. Shocking.
Who could have known?
Who could have known?
That was today's depressing news. But Kelly Morrison, Congresswoman, tweeted today, you can read the emails yourself. Trump is in the files. He, quote, knew about the girls, close quote. That is a direct quote.
Now, that is according to Jeffrey Epstein.
According to Jeffrey Epstein. Who would know who knew about the girls?
Well, let me pause about anything that comes out of his mouth because he's a lying sack of garbage.
Yeah.
Or was a lying sack of garbage. So.
He was a sack of garbage. It's like at this point, he's communicating privately with people, planning his defense. So these are not like, it'd be one thing if this was something he said to a reporter. I think you could say, well, he's doing this to cover his ass or whatever. But these are private communications between him and Ghislaine.
Well, let's. I say release the Department of Justice files.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Just
sunlight is the best disinfectant.
Yeah. It's weird, but the more we learn about this, the more this sounds like the craziest version of the conspiracy theories. Like that Jeffrey Epstein was involved in international in weapons sales.
Oh yeah.
He helped the Israeli government secure some contracts.
He was in communication with a multitude of international governments.
Yeah,
Right.
like Eric Prince and all of the,
Right.
It's all.
Oh,
Where's my tinfoil hat?
Yeah. Well, that's the thing is, no, we don't need a tinfoil hat.
No, it's just in the emails.
God,
It's there.
it's just they're just going to be like the next emails are going to say subject line global conspiracy. Our global conspiracy is going well. Yeah. But yeah, all right, okay. I had a false start to closing out the show. Now I'm gonna actually close out this show. Do you have anything to plug?
Nope. Just a normal person this week. A depressed Democrat. Last week I was a delightful Democrat. This week I
know,
not.
Right? God.
Yeah.
Yeah. We couldn't even get 2 podcasts out of it. Just one.
Just one. It was good though.
Just one. It was fun.
It was fun.
Maybe we'll get another one.
One more year.
Till we get another good podcast.
Maybe. We'll see how 26 goes.
Yeah. On December 17th, I will be hosting the Moth Story Slam at the Parkway Theater. The theme is family ties or
Family Matters.
Family Matters. Sorry, Family
And it
Matters.
says the
Well,
10th.
both of them are really interesting sitcoms
Yeah, I'm
from,
sorry, you're right.
like
December
the 80s
10th.
and 90s.
December 10th.
Family Matters and Family Ties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sitcom or
Well, both of them. Family Ties and Family Matters are.
no, Family Matters. Oh yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I do that?
That's 2 impressions in one show.
Yeah. And I will be on Almanac with Amy this Friday before I go to Puerto Rico for 2 weeks. So I will be out next week and the following.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see why
Travel safe.
Yeah. Thank
And
you.
I'm glad that
The air
glad that
control.
everybody's back.
I know, because they were not like of all those routes that they're checking, that's not the one they care about.
Well, and they were just cutting back on it. I just wouldn't even worry about you getting out on a flight.
Yeah.
I mean, the 10% cut
Yeah.
was a tough one to take, and it was
well,
only
and
gonna
we
get
were one
worse.
of the hubs that it was
right.
Yeah.
That was going to impact.
Yeah. but-
So
yeah. Lordy. Spanks and thanks.
Well, I can do. I'll go first. So first of all, my spank goes out to the BBC, as I touched on a little bit earlier. The BBC was caught by their own people, actually, and they've had 2 top executives resign as a result of this. The BBC, some folks released some internal information and files and sort of background information on the severe bias of the BBC. One that's catching a lot of news, but is not the only, is that there was a video during January 6th that they severely edited of Donald Trump speaking, where he said, "We're going to go down to the Capitol," and they cut out then 54 minutes to get to the end to edit it to and by the way, I don't think you need to edit anything.
It was
to say
bad
that-
enough.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
It
No
was bad
need
enough.
to say
Yeah.
what he did on January 6th wasn't good, to edit out 54 minutes to make your super biased point. And other things have come to light. So as I said, 2 top executives have resigned. The president has demanded an apology. He's threatening lawsuits. This is interesting because the BBC is a government-owned broadcasting.
Yeah.
And so kind of the question of what will come of this is an interesting one. But really, these are self-inflicted wounds, media. Everybody knows you have a left-lean bias for the most part. At least try to have some kind of journalistic integrity. And this was just really outside. And then they apologized for an unfortunate edit. That was the apology. And it's like, okay, I
That's the
think that
most
is
British
insufficient.
stuff.
Oh, it didn't sound, didn't it?
That was
I'm so
no,
sorry.
that was
grave apologies.
That's like a
for
Minnesotan
our-
saying it's interesting. You
Right,
gotta
an
you gotta read it culturally. It's an unfortunate edit.
Oh my God.
Oh my goodness.
Shocked.
The king is had to take to his room.
Right now. So that is my spank. And then my thank is for the House GOP. They're going to be holding the committee leaders in healthcare are going to start holding hearings and conversations around what to do given the potential fate of the expiring Obamacare subsidies. They're going to get to work and start finding out some solutions. I would hope that both sides would join in these conversations, and it may be that a deal can be worked out there. I'm actually hopeful. I just think it is one thing to sort of be absolutely for one thing and absolutely against one thing, and then to not find any solution in between, because I think that everyone can agree that healthcare in this country is not working and is broken and has been for a very long time. I would like to see folks get to work on actually solutions. So I'm going to thank these folks for coming out of what you could just count as a real win, I think, for GOP, and actually wanting to get to work on solving some issues instead of just sort of, resting on your laurels and trumpeting some sort of political a victory that doesn't really mean a victory for the American people. Except for that the air traffic controllers are back.
And Republicans might finally have a health care plan.
Right. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I'd love it. So, thanks.
Vote 100 times to repeal it. Say you're going to replace it.
Still don't
Cut
have a
money.
replacement.
Pull out the whiteboard. It's only been 15 years. Sorry. I will go next. My think is very niche. It's almost kind of a promotion of someone else's podcast. But my think is to John Lovett, who is a comedian, writer, but a former Obama speechwriter. He's one of the Obama bros on Pod Save America. But he has a comedy politics podcast called Love It or Leave It.
I love that.
Me too. It's so good.
It's my favorite weekly listen.
Me too, Javier. So he has under the Love It or Leave It umbrella is doing a special series called Bravo America. And it combines my two loves, politics and Bravo. It's John Lovett. He is sitting down, and I've always thought about somebody needs to do this because so much of the dynamics of the game of Housewives is so similar to the game of caucus dynamics. Mm-hmm. Like it's like a housewives caucus. So
I'm going to trust you, as I've never watched a minute of Housewives.
I used to. I haven't in a long time.
Oh, Salt Lake City is living.
That's the one with the criminal, right?
Yes, she's in jail though.
There.
Yeah, with
So she's not on then?
She's no longer on.
Or they just have her phone in?
No.
I don't know. I don't know how it works.
She's actually at the same prison at the lady with the blood and they talk like this.
Thanos?
Yes, Thanos.
Theranos.
Yeah, that lady.
What is her name again?
Elizabeth. Someone's yelling at it to us right now. Anyways, okay. So Lovett is sitting down with reality icons who helped lead hostile takeovers, not just of television, but of our culture. So these conversations are exploring the ways that the shows blur the line between authenticity and performance and the reality TV-fication of our politics, which I have so felt. It truly feels like factions change week by week, relationships change on power dynamics. It is Housewives, Real Housewives of Capitol Hill.
Donald Trump had an incredibly popular reality TV show for a decade.
And he brought the vibes to the presidential race, and it worked because we all love reality television. Okay. So my thank is to John Lovett for doing this incredible journalism miniseries.
Nice.
So my spank, I was trying to figure out what to spank this week because there's just crap in the news every day. So it's like, which is the crappiest crap? But I've been using my AI generator, Gemmy, also known as Gemini. And so I asked her what my spank should be, and I laid it out for what our show is, what a good spank would be, and Jemmy responded with a few answers, but one of them was suggesting spanking a major social media or AI company for massive data breach or high-profile case of AI bias or misinformation going wild. This calls out corporate negligence and lack of user protection. So she didn't give me an example of an AI or a tech company that has done this. I think
feel
it's
like
all
Jemmy
of them.
has self-confidence issues.
I think Jemmy's a little bit of a masochist. So I'm going to spank her because she's asking me to.
Self-hating AI.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a self, but it manages to hate itself.
Go join the club.
Yeah.
It's learning.
She's definitely my generative AI. Oh, no.
Why'd you decide to wear that today?
You said what? Replaying it over and over and over again. Okay, all right.
All right. So I have a double spank this week. and I'll be forgiven because I had nothing but thanks the last couple of weeks. First is a news story out of Illinois. There's a trans man who went into the women's bathroom with his partner. So went into the bathroom that right wingers passed laws to ensure that this is what he has to do. This is the dystopian future that some people are going to be forced to live in. He goes in the bathroom and proceeds to get harassed by security, pretty severely, and they send in more. There was like 4 security people surrounding him and all this, and then they showed IDs showing that at birth he's female. This is the future that awaits people, and people need to make up their mind. What do they want? Because what it makes clear really is that what people want is for trans people to not exist, and that's not an option for people. And so it's you can look up the case. It's a man named Lucian Bates. That's one spank, and my other spank. This show that we do has given me, and I think other Democrats that I know, the opportunity to get to know Republicans, to get to know you all well, like to make friends with Republicans. And along the way, we meet other Republicans as well that we met on the show. And in 2015, when did we go to Maple Grove Lake?
Maple Lake. I think it was 2015.
2015, yeah.
Yep.
So Tom Emmer was our guest on the podcast at Amy's Bar in Maple Lake.
Yep. A couple of years into his, I bet he was in his second congressional term.
Yeah. And he was the only Republican to attend the 50th anniversary of the March in Selma. And we talked about that. We asked him about it. And he spoke so beautifully that I remember getting choked up. And so I've met Tom Emmer a couple times, a few times doing TV or what have you, and he's a very personable, very nice, kind-seeming man. And I say all that because Tom Emmer now gone full MAGA and gone full like hard right partisan. He's the attack dog who says things like, I'm quoting from an article here from the Bulwark, in the past month, by my count, he has called Democrats, their political base, or No King's protesters. He's called them communists 7 times, called them Marxists 14 times, violent 9 times, almost jihadists once, and terrorists or pro-terrorists 24 times. He is the person out there being sort of in the GOP caucus. Like, he's much more extreme than Mike Johnson. He's out there name calling. And what's frustrating about it is that I know Tom Emmer doesn't believe any of that. I know that in my heart. And that is so much worse. It's so much worse. There's some of these people who hurl all this stuff, whose hearts seem to be that genuinely dark. Tom Emmer is being a politician who, for the sake of his political survival, is doing things that I don't know how he sleeps at night. And so it's honestly with a little bit of sadness and a lot of anger that I say, not just spank Tom Emmer, but seriously, dude, fuck you. And with that, I am Democratic strategist and the Puerto Rican heat, Javier Murillo.
I am former Republican Senate Majority Leader, Amy Frederickson.
Sorry, it throws me off still. I am depressed Democrat, Allison Nessie.
And we are wrong about everything. Take us away, Gabe.